Hello everybody, my name is Jared, and welcome to Date Night with Eyeless Jack. What? That's the game we're playing? Okay. Yeah, apparently that's the game we're playing. I really don't know that much about this game. This is on itch.io, and apparently you're on a date night with Eyeless Jack, who I think is a serial killer or something like that. It just, from first glance, it just seemed so odd and strange that I had to give it a shot and see what it was all about. So let's just start and see what it's all about. What is your name? Well, I'll just say Jared. The sound of people chattering and wine glasses clanking fills your ears. Watching everyone else spending time together makes you feel a bit awkward about sitting alone. However, you comfort yourself with the thought that soon your date would arrive. The people around you seem to think that your date won't be good company. The nearby area is completely void of any other customers, except for you, of course. Does your own opinion match the customers, or perhaps you're more open about it? Oh. Surely he's not that bad. I'm actually a bit nervous. My hair... Is my hair well? There isn't anything weird on my face, right? I'll just stick around for the food. I don't actually want to date this creep. Alright, just chill. Nothing to worry about. He better be grateful that I showed up. Wait, he's late? Surely he's not that bad. How bad could it be? Serial killer with no eyes. From what I've heard, he's pretty nice when he's not stealing your organs. Ah! Eyeless Jack. Hey, Jared, right? Sorry for being late. I had some things to do. Let me guess. Stealing organs? You woke up from your thoughts to find a familiar face at the end of the table. He's already sat down and everything. A somewhat nervous smile tugged his lips. Oh yes, that's me. You must be Jack. So, how's your day been? Hey there, where's your mask? Oh hi, mind if I ask what was keeping you busy? And what exactly do you have to do? Murder people again? Finally. Hey, mind if I ask what's keeping you busy? I mean, inquiring minds and all that. A guy I know is being a prick and wouldn't let me go, so I had to deal with him first. But since he's a stubborn one, words didn't quite cut it. Ah, well, that explains it. Ha, maybe he was jealous. You should get better friends. You know people, so you don't just kill everything? I hope he didn't give you too much trouble. Let's go with that. I hope he didn't give you too much trouble. But hey, you're here now, and that's all that matters to me. Jack laughs quietly. A smile got stuck on his lips, and from what you could see, a slight tint of red appears on his cheeks. Ooh. Is that so? I suppose I'm not the only one that's been looking forward to this date then. Yeah, totally. You definitely weren't the only one. You're strangely adorable when you're blushing. You look forward to meeting me? I don't think you would have, but I'm glad. I didn't mean it like that. Don't be so happy about it. No, you were definitely the only one that was excited about this. I would leave if there wasn't good food here. Well, maybe we shouldn't say things to piss off the serial killer. I'll just be surprised. Like, oh, you were excited to meet me? How great. Right. I think you should order your food. We didn't come here just to chat, right? You give Jack a puzzled look. Huh? Aren't you going to eat anything? Oh, that's the wrong question to ask. I was about to ask you, actually. I took something to eat with me since I don't really like the normal food they serve here. But since I know most people wouldn't like to watch me eat, I'm going to ask if it's alright with you. And, oh, I do have permission to eat here. Sure, go ahead, I don't mind it. It's not that I don't want you to eat, but I kind of get sick easily when it comes to blood and all that, so if it's not too much trouble, could you not eat right now? That's disgusting, and no. just because, yeah, go for it. So it doesn't bother you? Great. Jack reaches into his pocket of his hoodie and pulls out a red bleeding organ. He takes a bite out of it and then puts it onto a plate. Ugh. The smell is rather strong, and you try not to stare too much at the organ in front of you while you eat your own food. This steak is so good. What's that? A liver? A human liver? Okay. What does human meat taste like? Don't ask that. How did you get permission to eat that here? So, what do you like to do? Just ignore what just happened. And can't you at least use a knife and a fork? Jeez. Let's just... you know what? Let's just ask... let's ask the question everyone's wondering. What does human meat taste like? Well, bloody. You know, like blood. Though, unlike blood, you actually get something to bite onto. It's pretty chewy, but I like it. Want to try it out? You glance down at the red lump on the table. Jack does so as well. When the both of you look up, your gazes lock. The frick is... What am I playing? Sure, why not? Yeah, I'll try it out. Ew, no, it's disgusting enough to watch you eat it. Well, that's pretty much what I imagined it to taste like. No thanks, but I'm going to pass on this one. But you've eaten it. If I ate that, it'd be like an indirect kiss. And I don't want that. I definitely don't. Definitely not that one. No, you know, we could go only so far. Well, pretty much what I imagined. I'm gonna pass. Well, that's pretty much what I imagined it to taste like now, so I'm gonna pass. Jack nodded, continuing to eat his meal while you ate yours. You and Jack finish your meals. However, it seems that the most disastrous thing that could ever happen during a date is happening right now. An awkward silence. Jack seems to be looking somewhere else, keeping himself busy, but you were fairly certain that he was aware of the situation. And that means it's up to you to fix it. By Jove, we shall fix it. After some thinking, you come up with a genius conversation starter, which is a pickup line. I've been practicing, and this is my chance to use the cheesiest and hopefully the most charming one. A funny joke. Although the only thing I'm able to come up with right now are puns, but who knows? Maybe he likes puns. Who doesn't like puns? Talking is way too old school. Instead, I'll fold an origami from this paper I found and give it to him. Yeah, because that's not creepy. Not that origami is creepy. In fact, I find it fascinating, but just the way that would happen. Anyways, a conversation about the most cruel thing you've ever done to another living being. Not petting a cute dog you saw. A conversation about other guys he knows to find out more about his friends. Yeah, that's it. You're totally not trying to find someone else to date. Hey, maybe he likes puns, you know? You know what? Let's go with the origami. It seems like he'd be into that. With your amazing folding skills, you create an origami swan and then present your creation to Jack. There it is! He seems rather surprised, turning the swan in his hands for a while before resting it down onto the table. You know how to make these origami things? You explained where and how you learned to make origami figures, or made it up if you just somehow successfully created one without any prior experience. There's a legend that says if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, your wish will be granted. Nice. I tried to fold one of these once, but it really didn't work out. Folding paper over and over into something so tiny isn't really my thing. You tell Jack that the origami is for him and that he can keep it. A present for you. He thanks you and carefully puts it into the pocket of his hoodie. Well, he keeps everything in that pocket. I could teach you if you want. Do you like it? Making these is easy. How couldn't you make one, you idiot? Don't put it in your pocket. You'll ruin it. You're going to get blood all over it. Next time, I'll get you a better gift. Hey, you know what? Let's try to teach him. I could teach you. No, thanks. Like I said, it's not my thing. Oh. Things are going pretty smoothly so far. If you want this date to be considered a smooth experience, you have to keep this up. What should the two of you talk about? Philosophy. There's nothing better than pondering the meaning of life and all of existence during a date to a restaurant. Puns! All the puns, just puns, genocide, murder, and everything similar. Jack's an expert on the topic. I'm sure it'll be very interesting. Our lives as they currently, because Jack's more than just a murderer, and I don't care what everyone else says. Our shared hatred for each other, because screw smooth dates. Let's talk about our lives, because he's more than just a murderer, I can tell. By looking into those dark, soulless pits of eyes, I can tell there's more to Jack than meets the eye. You and Jack have a pleasant conversation about your lives, as they currently are. Jack tells you his adventures and the different places he usually visits. There were many, as he travels a lot in search of a safe place to stay. Somehow, he managed to bump into a familiar face even if he went further away. You, of course, share stories about your own life, relationships, and everything else meaningful. He listened to you attentively, but didn't ask you where you live or anything similar, which is a sign that he's actually interested in learning more about you. It was good to learn more about Jack and his day-to-day life. Naturally, it's very different from mine. Or, as we talked, I noticed that he was very different from what I imagined him to be. Or, it was actually nice to talk to him, but my urges to not show my interest in liking towards him is making me want to say the opposite. I made sure to make myself extremely cool. Not to impress him, but to make him look like a loser. Not that. He seems to be very different than... He does seem a bit different than what I would imagine an organ-eating serial killer to be. It wasn't bad, of course, just surprising. Oh. Jack glances at a nearby clock on the wall. A look of realization takes over his face, and he turns to you. How he's able to see the clock and everything else in the first place is a mystery you'll have to solve some other time. I think you should pay for your food. We don't have much time left. I do as Jack suggested and pay for what I ordered. With my persuasion skills, I managed to convince Jack to split the bill. I pretty much begged Jack to pay for me, which he eventually does due to finding me extremely annoying, but oh well. I force him to pay for me. I'm going with persuasion because if we have learned anything from Skyrim is that when your persuasion is at 100, you can do anything. At least now the price is much cheaper, though Jack didn't actually give any money. Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. Now when the payment is out of the way, the two of you prepare to leave. This is when people start saying goodbye, but the question is, how will you say goodbye? It seems Jack's busy thinking about something, offering you the chance to plan your amazing departure. Haha. I stretch out my hand and shake his. I spread my arms to give him a hug. This date has gone so well. Surely he won't reject me if I just lean in a little bit closer and maybe glance at his lips. I mean, what's a date without a kiss? I admit this date hasn't been amazing, but surely I can get at least a little tiny kiss. I lean forward and even close my eyes. At that point, I can just hope he doesn't reject me. I don't do anything. I just stay silent. Oh, I don't even know. I don't do anything. I just stay silent. Goodbye, Jarred. You stand up and walk to the door. Before you leave, you turn to look back. Jack's still sitting at his table, slowly sinking back into his thoughts. One last thing, Jack. You're strangely adorable. Bye, sucker! You're a pretty cool guy, Jack. We should hang out more. And don't get the wrong idea. I totally don't like you or anything, dummy. Don't forget about me, Jack. Don't forget about me. I think you have a nice face. Wait, no, that's weird. I mean, I like your shirt. Adios, mi amigo. You say in an extremely deep voice. Adios, mi amigo. That's about as deep as I can get, so we're just going to have to assume he can get deeper. These are some weird options. Don't forget about me, Jack. No. Once you'd left, Jack felt like he don't know. To be honest, he just didn't really feel anything. You weren't the type of person that he wanted to forget, but not the kind to really keep in mind either. Ordinary, perhaps. Are you kidding me? He barely even remembered your name after a couple of days, which he doesn't know whether or not he should feel guilty about. He decided not to. He doesn't feel a pull to meet you again for any reason particular, and feels that it would be unnatural. Like this is the way it was meant to be. Jack feels that your life is so different from his that it would be strange to be a part of it. You're too normal. Or at least that's what he felt like. You asked the question he'd always been asked, pointed out the things everyone else does, and treated him nicely. But in that same generic way as others, I thought my questions and answers were quite interesting. There's nothing wrong with you doing so, but Jack found it hard to relate to you, and that's life you live. He doesn't follow society's rules, and so it all seems so bland and mundane to him. He feels that neither of you got to really open up to each other, and that you two lacked connection. Therefore, he thinks that it would be for the best to just continue living your lives separately, which is probably a good thing considering he's a cannibal serial killer. Jack told of the evening he shared with you to a few people he knows. Here's some of their thoughts. Helen, bloody painter. Even if Jack was interested in Jarred, it wouldn't work out. They live way too different than we do, and they would never get used to it. I think them being together would just lead to Jarred dying at some point. Yeah, probably. The operator, Slender Man. They sound like a wonderful person. I'd love to meet them and become acquainted. Jane, they're normal, too normal to be with people like us. I'm sure they'll do just fine in the outside world, though. Wait, who? What the hell? What did I just finish playing? Date night with Eyeless Jack. I imagine there's many different endings. Apparently I got the boring normal person ending. I thought the answers were quite good and dramatic at times. Thank you for playing. Well, thank you for providing this game for me to play. So there you have it. Date night with Eyeless Jack. That was interesting. It certainly met my expectations in the way that it was weird and unexpected. I'm not really sure. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you thought. Give this game a shot. I'll leave a link in the description. Play it and see what kind of ending you get. See if it's different. I'm sure it is. There's way too many options for it to all be the same ending. But yeah, if you do, let me know. Leave a comment with your results also. Yeah, and share this video and subscribe to the channel for more strange games like this. And on that note, you've been awesome. Let's play again soon. I'll see you in the next video.